It's not your typical weekend in downtown Hannibal. There are people in costume, there's a horse-drawn carriage, even a hot air balloon. Hi, I'm Kurt Parsons, taking you behind the scenes of the second annual Big River Steampunk Festival. Lisa Marks and her husband Ken, well, this is sort of their bright idea, the Big River Steampunk Festival, and Lisa is here to give us some behind-the-scenes info. In your second year here, Lisa.
It is, yeah. We've been part of the Downtown Merchants group that puts on the festivals for several years now, and the spring of 2014, we were in a meeting, and we were looking at the calendar and said, you know, one of the things that we're really missing here in Hannibal is something on Labor Day weekend. So Ken and I said, well, you know, we've been thinking about that, and we thought maybe we'd like to do something that would support the Hannibal History Museum and pick Labor Day weekend to do it. But we thought about like a riverboat days or something like that. Well, that's kind of already been done, especially up in Iowa.
Sure.
They have that. And so I don't even remember for sure where the word actually came out, if it was Ken or me or somebody else, but somehow steampunk got into the conversation. And the more we explained what it was, the more they said, oh, wow, that would be perfect. And so that was 18 months ago, and it has set us on this odyssey that we would have never expected. You talk about going down the rabbit hole.
Well, yeah, I mean, the first year, really successful. This year is going to be even bigger.
Yeah, much bigger. We decided that we wanted to kind of learn a little bit more about how to do these big steampunk conventions. There are not a lot in the Midwest.
I was going to say, I wouldn't think that there are a lot, so to speak,
right.
Really anywhere. I mean,
no,
obviously they
quite,
exist, but I
yeah,
wouldn't think it would be a huge thing.
Quite a few, actually. There's probably a good dozen major conventions in the United States. There's one in New Jersey that's the World's Fair of Steampunk. TeslaCon in Madison, Wisconsin, and the Wild Wild West out in Tucson, Arizona. So there's a very large conventions. But what sets us apart is, for example, at TeslaCon, we attended TeslaCon last November. It's a wonderful convention, but it's very much like the Comic-Cons are. It's a hotel. You go into a hotel ballroom and for an event. It's all modern furniture and modern surroundings. And you try and imagine what it would be like to be back in the Victorian era. Well, the difference in Hannibal is you really are in the Victorian era. When they talk about these full immersion cosplay, where people dressed in costume and put together a persona and really try and recreate the era that they're representing, you don't have to imagine anything in Hannibal. It's all there. The real buildings, the riverboat, you know.
Yeah, we have the setting, that's for
we
sure.
We do. So ours is really, really unique in that regard.
So what were some of the comments you heard? I know that people came from all over for the debut festival last year.
They did.
What were some of the positive things that you heard from the visitors?
You know, one of the things I must say I was so pleased at was how graciously they were greeted by people in Hannibal. The merchants on Main Street, the local people that came to the festival that didn't know anything about steampunk. They were so nice and so well received, everybody. And you know what was fun? Michael Gaines tells the story that he was running the art contest last year, and some people from Hannibal came up to him and said, what is this? And he kind of explained it, well, that was on a Saturday. Well, Sunday, he looks up, same family, and they're all dressed in costume.
Terrific.
They had come back. So that once they got a handle on what it was, they had come back, and that was just so fun.
So what are you looking forward to the most for this year that maybe is different from last year?
This festival is going to be much bigger and much more spread out. We're going to block off Main Street so that it's completely pedestrian only. But the vendor tents are not going to be on Main Street the way they are for other festivals in town. The vendors are actually going to be in Kiwanis Park. And so to have Main Street just wide open and completely back to the 19th century, we have a horse-drawn carriage that'll be going up and down the street. That will be really unique to see and feel what Hannibal would have felt like back in that day. But one thing that we're excited about is we're really incorporating the riverfront into this festival.
It's amazing when you don't have a flood, how much extra space you can have for things down here.
That's true. That's why you do it in September,
Yep.
see? But Kiwanis Park and Nipper Park both are so beautiful, and they're right there on the river, and they're just a perfect location for the events like the hot air balloon rides and the croquet tournament and that sort of thing. But one thing I'm really excited about in Nipper Park is we're going to have a circus sideshow. Circuses and sideshows and all the oddities that the Victorians were into back in that time are going to be recreated in Nipper Park, and we have a whole troupe of circus performers
I saw something
coming.
about a mad scientist that's going to be coming.
Mad Scientist Imaginarium. You know what that is, though? That's a tent set up for the contests. So we hope all of our guests are mad scientists and that they've been tinkering and putting together their own gadgets, and they'll enter them into the contest, and then that will be an exhibit where you can walk around and see everybody's gadgets and be inspired.
Lisa, it sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun.
It is.
We wish you the best of luck.
Thank you, Kurt.
And there's a behind-the-scenes look at the 2015 Big River Steampunk Festival, a new event in downtown Hannibal. It's only in its second year. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos.